Hello WCR fanboys! Once again, this is Lado bringing you another audio commentary. This audio that I'm going to be doing today is going to cover a series of 3 games that I played. Now what I'm going to go over is basically the leaguing format for Warcraft 3. Let's go over the first game, because I want to go over all the strats I used and why I used them and whatnot, and all of that good stuff. So let's get this first game queued up. Let's get it queued up at 1 minute, going at 1x speed, and I will try to teach you as much as possible about this game called Warcraft. Okay, well, as you're getting that game queued up, 1 minute, 1x speed, I'll talk about it a little bit. As I said, I was on Tyrena's stand. Most of the time, you're going to be against a human on Tyrena's stand. It's a really good human map for the sake that you can expo pretty easily. That's the reason that I like to be put on Tyrena's stand, because the strat that I'm going to do basically counters that human expo really, really well. So you'll see a good way to do that. I actually end up losing this game, but we'll go over the particulars as the game is going on. So the first, anyway, you guys should have it queued up now, so let's get this started. So 1 minute, 1x speed, unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. Okay, so like 103, 104, 105. Okay, so as you can see, I'm doing a tavern build rather than an altar build. The reason I'm doing this is I love Dark Ranger on this map. Dark Ranger is awesome on this map for the reason that there are like a ton of tiny little creeps that you can creep super fast and get all those awesome little skeleton men to either help you creep or help you push or help you scout or whatever. Dark Ranger is really strong for the fact that you can creep, you can scout, you can creep, scout, and improve your army, like all while you're improving your hero level. So you can accomplish like so many things with Dark Ranger, because Dark Ranger is sweet like that. So that's why Dark Ranger is really strong on this map. In terms of my base build, I built the AOW in my base. The reason I do that is basically to prevent against a tower rush, whether it be tier 1 or tier 2. It's always nice to have that AOW in your base to help prevent. And if you'll see, I kind of create like a little nook and cranny with my 2 moonwells. So what happens is if they do tower rush me, you want to put your archers like in between those 2 moonwells. And if you're noob, you can just turn those moonwells on auto cast, and you really shouldn't have a problem. You just focus down the footies till you have enough skeletons to bowl them over. So that's why I built the AOW there. If you look in most pro games, they build their AOW next to the Merc camp, and they'll creep the Merc camp with their Dark Ranger, which is obviously also really good since the pros do it. However, the one downside to that is if you don't have an AOW in your base, you are more susceptible to a tower rush, and I hate losing to tower rushes. So that's why I put it there. Another reason that I put it there is you'll see the way that the creep pattern works out. The way the creep pattern works out, the timing basically works out perfectly that you push the human base just as he starts to creep his expo. And it happens every single time, as long as the human does the same creep pattern, which 99% of them do. And if they don't do that creep pattern, I mean, you can obviously adjust to it. So you'll see I first creep that little green guy and get 3 skeletons. Okay, now on this next creep, that middle guy is a poison creep, so you obviously want to kill him first, otherwise your archers will take too much damage. You notice I also built a moonwell right there. What I do is I use that moonwell to heal my Dark Ranger and replenish his mana. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So it depends if I'm in like a real big hurry or not. I don't know. Sometimes I'm in like a rush. But usually what I use that moonwell for that I'm building right there, I use it to replenish my Dark Ranger's mana to increase the longevity of the push that I'm about to do on his base. Now if you look at my Dark Ranger man, one of the things you want to make sure that you do on that creep is you want to make sure that you last hit all those guys with the Dark Arrow to get all the skeletons. That's really important because of the push that you're going to do. Okay, now the way the resources work out, I mean, you can rewatch the replay to get the build order down and whatnot, but the way the resources work out is as soon as you finish creeping that, you have enough resources to build a tree. So you throw up a tree and then you push his base. Now every single human, as I said, does this creep pattern against Night Elf where they expo the top. So I walk my 5th archer up to the top and I just kind of hide it there to basically just throw him off and buy some time for myself at his base. Okay, now against most humans, all these things, it's like against most humans. Obviously, you have to adapt against the people that don't fall into that most category. Most humans, they don't block off their base, and what you want to do is you just want to run into their base with all your skeletons and archers, assuming you have assuming they are creeping that expo, because if they are creeping that expo, you should have a wisp or something up there to make sure that they are up there. If you see that they are up there and they don't have their base blocked off, just run into their base and rape every single peon that they have, and buy as much time as you can to get that expo up and kill as many peons as you can. Another thing you want to do, look down at the Goblin Laboratory. As soon as it turns, I forget the exact hour, but basically the human, look, he has the militia there, I have the wisp there. It always happens right at that one specific time that they're going to try and buy the shredder, and you're going to want to buy the shredder too. You're going to want to buy the shredder not only to help your push if you are still pushing, which you should be if his base isn't blocked off, but you also want to buy the shredder so that he can't have it, because he's going to be hurting on wood because you're going to be killing so many peons, and so that you don't have to make any extra wisps at tier 2 for your buildings. So it serves like a bajillion different purposes. So you want to make sure to have that wisp down there, and they always creep their thing. They always do it, and if human doesn't do it, they're stupid, because it's like a free level 2 for them. So after they finish creeping it, sometimes I keep a wisp down there just to deto the water elemental, but it's almost not worth it to deto that water elemental. So what I do now is I just keep a wisp like on that little island of trees to the left of the human base, and then after they finish creeping it, I put a wisp there, and I just leave it there to buy the thing. Now, another thing that you can do is they always creep that merc camp, and you'll see I just bought the priest there, and that priest can help a whole lot with the, dispelling those water elementals. Because a lot of humans, what they do is after they throw up their expos, they're going to push your base. And if you don't, the way their creep pattern works out is they get a level 3 Archmage, which can be tough. So that priest really helps by, you want to use your Moonwells on that troll shadow priest and dispel those water elementals to help stop the push. And once those water elementals are dead, the footmen will drop like flies, and you really won't have any problems. Yeah, so I'm talking really fast. Sorry I'm talking really fast, but there's a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of stuff. A lot of good stuff. Okay, so you see, dispelling that water elemental should be thing number 1 to do on your to-do list, because that water elemental does like infinity damage times 2. Then after that, you basically just want to focus on your things. Okay, now another thing you want to keep tabs on, you always want to keep tabs on a human on this map. If he has like more than 3 or 4 footmen, he's going to get defend. And if he's going to get defend, you need a couple hunts. You need a couple hunts basically to stop that footman push. Now, if you look at my army right now, I actually have a great little army to stop any kind of push that he has, because I can dispel the water elementals, and hunts kill the defended footmen, so the hunts don't die to the water elementals, and I still have those archers from the beginning from creeping. Now, if you look up in the top right, I built an AP there. It's not incredibly necessary. The only reason I did that was so that I could basically just kind of throw him off and buy me some more time. Because when you build an AP there, a lot of humans, what they're going to do is they're going to like panic, and they're going to build like 3 more towers in their base, and they're going to like build a blacksmith, and they're going to worry about getting a factory, and it's basically just going to cause them to react to what you're doing. So that's why I built the AP there. Another reason I built the AP there is, if you take a look at my wood, I have like 800 wood right now. I really have no reason to worry about my wood, and I have plenty of wisps, so it's really no harm in putting it there. And you'll see he buys all those extra mercs to help push it down, and he's all worried about it, and it stops him from creeping, and it buys me creeping time. So by building that one little AP there, I actually accomplished a decent amount, even though in effect it really doesn't do anything. Yeah. Okay, so that's that. Once he starts doing that, I actually wanted to be up there while he was doing this, because I could have killed a bunch of footmen as he was pushing down this AP, but I don't know. I think I should have just kept creeping. Who knows? No one's perfect, right? No one's perfect. And we're going to see a couple mistakes I make in this game as well. But up to this point, I'm actually playing pretty well. And in terms of the way the strategy goes, is the first, like, I don't know, 9 or 10 minutes or so are pretty much scripted. And whenever I say scripted, I mean it goes almost the same way every time. Like, if you find yourself a good human partner to practice against, like, this game will go the same way, that, like, however many times. Obviously there will be minor variations between different players and whatnot, but in terms of, like, you know, if you do this strategy, in terms of like your creep pattern, their creep pattern, when they expo, when you expo, it's all pretty much the same. Assuming you have, you know, basic micro